AJ, just after getting that win and kind of erasing that LSU loss, what's the mood been like heading into the bye week, knowing that everything's still kind of in front of y'all?
It's really just get better. I mean, we honestly aren't satisfied with the way we played on Saturday, and this main focus is just get better. This week is just getting better on the small things that we need to improve on. Not really worried about Alabama too much right now. Just improving in the small details we need to.
Obviously, bend but don't break. After those first two drives, what went wrong in those first two drives, and how were you just able to kind of adjust kind of when y'all's back was against the wall, in the drives that followed?
Honestly, just feel like guys weren't settled in. I think it took a minute for guys to settle in and just get comfortable with what we were doing. So honestly, we didn't change much. It was just guys getting comfortable with what we were doing, just settling down, playing what they know how to do.
I think y'all are the last SEC team to hit your bye. Just from as a team with so many new pieces and parts, what do you feel like y'all have learned these first 9 weeks?
I mean, we honestly see that we can be a really good team when everything's clicking and we do what we have to do. We can be a really, really good team. It's just putting it all together and doing that. That's the hard thing to do. So really just knowing that we can be a really good team and just doing it in the next few games.
Last week, DeAndre Prince was talking about coming off that LSU loss and having to play so many consecutive games. Just trying to keep a positive mood and kind of a positive vibe with you and some leaders in this defense and the secondary. Do you feel like y'all accomplished that in the week leading up to A&M?
I do think because the main thing we focused on last week was having fun. Because I honestly can say guys were not really having fun with what we were doing. So it was just really just coming back, getting back to what we were doing those first few games, having fun and going out and having a blast. Honestly.
I know heading into last week, y'all were shown kind of the Kentucky film that hey, y'all can beat this defense. It's happened this year. When y'all were watching the A&M film, did y'all kind of see glimpses of that during that second and third quarter stretch?
Honestly, it was fun to watch because we kind of played bad. Like y'all said, we played bad the first two drives. And honestly, seeing the guys come together and just do what we can do, it was honestly fun to see.
Is there, maybe not to the same extent, but after that Arkansas shootout and the defense kind of flipped the switch, did y'all feel like maybe a switch was kind of flipped just within y'all as a group with kind of the way y'all played those 2 weeks?
I honestly can say that it started to flip, but I wouldn't say it's all the way flipped yet. And I really feel like these next few weeks we honestly have to because we're playing some really good teams.
I know Lane likes to talk about rat poison, and I'm sure rat poison is kind of a common theme to something to avoid as weeks have gone on. But now that you're 8-1 and at this point in the season, has it gotten tougher and tougher to cancel out those distractions, or if so, like what's the best way that you've felt like to kind of avoid that?
I mean, honestly, I don't pay attention to. I don't get on social media that much, so honestly, it's not that hard for me to stay out of that type of stuff. So, I mean, for other guys, I really couldn't tell you how they stay out of it. But for me personally, I don't pay that much attention to it.
Kind of walk me through those weekends when y'all do have a bye week. I mean, you try to just stay away from just like watching football during a bye week and all that, or what's kind of walk me through your process of like going through a bye week as far as off the field.
For me, honestly, it's just staying off my feet, just get as much rest as possible, get my legs back. It's really just the main thing, just staying off your feet. I'll probably watch a little bit of Alabama going into the weekend and stuff, but really just staying off my feet.
Kind of made me think, if you watch a little bit of the Alabama game, do you just, as a football player, kind of take some notes of what the offense is doing? And then obviously the coaches will have a plan, but when you're watching, do you kind of take mental notes yourself? Yeah,
I feel like I take mental notes every time I watch film, just seeing what guys do and what they like to do and what they do in certain formations, situations. I feel like that's always what I do, take mental notes.
It's kind of almost the exact same scenario as last year where, y'all had a bye week, 3 weeks in, and right before y'all played with Alabama, and it's the same thing this time around, except a lot later on in the year. I mean, when you look back to that bye week and just leading up to the Alabama game last year, I mean, anything you kind of take away from that going into this week as far as just the preparation aspect?
For me, I wouldn't say I'm going to do too much different. I feel like I did a pretty good job preparing. I feel like I honestly just do the same thing, stay off my feet. Like I said, stay off my feet, just get my body back and be ready to fly around on next Saturday. Thank y'all.